Did you know over is one of the most complicated words in English? And if you are going to be a C1 English, C2 English or IELTS 8, IELTS 9 learner, you need to know what over means when combined with different words. I have over 20 different meanings of the word over in this video, and you need to know them if you're going to be an advanced English learner. Here's the first one. Over can mean on top of, and this applies to words such as put over, cover over, throw over, climb over, freeze over, have power over, and more. For example, if you have a chip pan and if it catches fire, what do you need to do? You need to put a towel over the chip pan. So this means on top of the chip pan. And if you have cracks in your wall, what do? You paint over the top. You cover over the cracks with paint. Or if you want to put something on your table to make it look nice, you can throw a tablecloth over the table. If you want to get to the top of a mountain and carry on beyond, you need to climb over the top of the mountain. And if water freezes, and in winter sometimes this happens in large areas, we can say the sea has frozen over. There is a layer of ice on top of the water. And if you are in a job where you have a manager, then this manager has power over the employees. It means on top of. But here's a completely different meaning of over, and this time it means replace. Words where over means replace can include overhaul, overthrow, or overtake. So overhaul, for example, if Apple decide that their old iPhone isn't good enough anymore and they want to make a completely new version, they will overhaul the iPhone. It will become completely different. It will be a completely new version. Overhaul. Overthrow has a couple of meanings, but one of them means replace when one ruler replaces another. For example, the king was overthrown in 1493. Check out your English history if you want to know more about that. And overtake, well, one person goes ahead of another person. That's overtake. And so suddenly the person in front is different. The person in front is replaced. For example, in a bicycle race, the leader of the race is going to be overtaken because one person is moving faster than the other. A common meaning of over is too much. So over can mean too much in words such as overflow, oversleep, or overreact. So overflow, this can happen when there's lots of rain, too much rain, the river gets too high and it overflows and spills into the land. The river overflowed after heavy rain. With oversleep, well, how much do you sleep? 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, 11 hours, 12 hours? If you sleep that long, maybe you will oversleep. And if you need to catch a bus the next day, you've got to be careful. Don't oversleep. You'll be late for the bus. Too much sleep. And overreact. We often use this when we get upset about something. For example, I overreacted. I shouldn't have got angry. So someone said something, the other person got angry, they overreacted, they shouted, they gestured, and then when they calm down, they say, oh, I overreacted. It was too much. And over can also mean finished with certain words. So in phrases such as, it's over, I'm over you, the show is over, get over it, start over, and just over on its own. Well, what do these all mean? Let's look at some context here. It's over between us. I don't want to see you again. What terrible words. So we just use it's over sometimes to indicate the end of something important, like a relationship. I'm over you means something else though. I'm over you, so the relationship ends, it's over, and then after a while, the people stop feeling upset anymore and they start thinking about other things and they feel better again. And then they can say, oh, I'm over you. I'm doing new things now. I'm not worrying about you anymore. The show is over. Well, if you go to a theatre, that's the end of the show. The show is over. Get over it means stop thinking about the past and move on to the future. Let's imagine you played in a game, you lost the game, and you're upset about it. Someone comes along to you and says, get over it. Stop worrying about it. Start over means something slightly different. It means you finish one thing, but you begin a new thing. And normally it means you do the same thing again, but from the start. So in the example here, we have someone painting a picture and they're not happy. I made a mistake with this painting. I'm going to start over. That means they're going to start the painting again, finish the one they did before. And then interestingly, in some contexts, people just use the word over on its own. For example, when flying a plane, the pilot will send instructions or communicate with a control tower or other planes, and to make it clear they have finished their message, they'll say, over. And here's one for those of you, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. You'll love this one because it's to do with cricket, this wonderful game we play in England too. The referee in cricket is called an umpire, and someone throws a ball 6 times and then the umpire says over, which means that bowler's got to stop, a new bowler has to bowl. Did you think there could be more meanings of over? Well, yes, here comes another completely different one. Here, over is to do with direction. How can this be? Watch on. So here we have over in a 2 or longer word phrase, and it depends on the word that comes before it. So come over, have a look at what the lady's doing in the video. She's saying, come over here. In come over, you move from where you are to where the person is speaking from. So come over to my house. Move from where you are, come to my place. So the direction is from where you are to where I am. But go over is slightly different. Go over normally means go to another place, not to my place. So go over is normally with there. Go over there. Go to another place. Now, get over often goes with here. Get over here now. Now, get over is more urgent than come over. We use get over here when you need to be quick. It's important. So come over is a general invite. Get over means do it quickly. But we could also say get over there now. And that also means do it quickly. Get over there now. Do it quickly. Get over here. Come to me quickly. And move over sometimes can be used in the same way as get over, but move over often indicates that you're not in the right place and you need to change your place. So move over. You're blocking the road. You shouldn't be there. You're in my way. You're in someone else's way. You're in the wrong place. Move over. And it's over can be used both to say here or there. Where's the game? Oh, it's over there. Where's the game? It's over here. So here means where I am, there means away from where I am. But some of the words you can use with both, and some of them are just for here, and some of them are just for there. And over can mean more than expected. So this can go with words such as overachieve, overestimate, overwhelm. More than expected. The first one, we overachieved on our targets. That means we had a target and we achieved more than we expected. We hit the bullseye. Overestimate means you estimated something. You thought this would be the amount, but you estimated more than you expected. So actually you got less because you overestimated. If you overestimate, it means you thought more than the actual result. So if you overestimate your profits as a business, that can mean problems because you don't have as much money as you thought you would. And overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed by your kindness. This is interesting because whelm means nothing on its own. Whelm only means something with over and under. And overwhelm means I have so much good feeling. It's more than I expected. So if someone gives you a nice present, like the lady in the picture, you might be overwhelmed by kindness. And if that wasn't enough, there are lots of meanings of over with no pattern at all. Now, I'm going to walk you through some of these. There are even more than I'm listing in this video, but here are some of the main ways we use over with just no pattern at all. So fall over. Look at the picture. He lost his balance and fell over. And this simply means you're standing up and then you fall to the ground. You fall over. Trip over is similar, but slightly different to fall over. Trip over is because something was in the way and that made you fall over. Look at the picture again. She didn't see the step and so she tripped over it. So walked into the step and that caused her to fall. Over the top. Over the top just means far, 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 far too much. Over the top. We could use it with anything where we think it's just far too much. Have you ever been to a party or a wedding or an occasion and there are so many decorations and you think how much money did they spend on all these decorations? And you could say the decorations for the party were over the top. There didn't need to be so many. Over the top. Put over doesn't fit into any of the meanings we've explored so far because put over actually means share your opinion, share your thoughts. They put over their opinions in a serious manner. And argue over is also slightly different. Here, over means about. The children argued over who should go first. So it really means the children argued about who should go first. There's a few words which combine with over, where over means about, normally to do with discussions. An overview. Have you heard of an overview? This means a summary of something. So sometimes in an essay, one small paragraph will be the overview. It will tell you a little bit about all of the rest of the essay. It's an overview. Overcome. Have you overcome anything? This person in the picture has got to the top of the mountain. We've had lots of mountains today. And they have overcome this difficult situation. They thought it would be hard to climb the mountain, but they got there in the end. They overcame the problem. And overcome means to succeed at something difficult. Over the moon. Have you ever been over the moon? I'm absolutely over the moon with my exam results. What does it mean? It means I am so happy. If you are over the moon, you're really, really happy. This is a great word, great phrase to use to show that you can use idiomatic English as well as just individual words. Over the moon. I am over the moon that you're still watching this video, because it means you're learning a lot from it. But there's more yet. Check over. Can you believe yet another meaning of the word over? Check over means to examine. Look at the lady who's a vet. She is checking over the dog. She's looking to make sure there's nothing wrong with the dog. Everything's okay. Check over, examine something. And has anything ever gone over your head? If it's over my head, I have no idea what you mean. I hope that hasn't happened to you during this video yet. I have no idea what you mean. It's over my head. If anything, it has gone over your head in this video, put a comment in the box below. Type a comment for me. I answer all comments, and I'll try and explain some of the words in more detail for you. If there's any words where you need more explanation, I will be very happy to help you if any of my teaching today has gone over your head. Here's two words that look the same, but by splitting the parts, they become different. Overtime or overtime. We say them the same way, but there's a space between over and time in the second one. The first one, where the word is all together, is to do with working more than usual. I'm working overtime tonight. I'll be working 10 hours instead of the usual 8. But overtime, where there's a gap between the two, this is to do with time passing. So the loss of someone you love hurts, but it gets easier over time. It gets easier as time passes. There's a very slight pronunciation difference here. In the first one, overtime. In the second one, overtime. So the time gets a little bit more stress when the words are separate. It gets easier over time. But when the words are together, I do overtime. The stress goes at the beginning. And there's many more. I'm just going to cover a few more in brief now. Think it over. If you think something over, or if you mull something over, it means you take time to think about it. Hand it over. Give it to me. Normally we mean give it to me now. Over the hill. You're not over the hill. You're not too old, because over the hill means too old. It's another idiomatic expression we use in English. Have you heard of this one? Cry over spilt milk. And this means to be upset about the past. So if something's gone wrong and you're down, someone might come to you and say, don't cry over spilt milk. Forget about it. Head over heels. What a strange expression. But we use it to say that someone is in love. I'm head over heels in love, and I don't care who knows it. And get worked up over. This is another one that means about, and this just means get upset about something. If you get worked up over a situation, you're getting upset about it. What a wonderful list of meanings of the word over. Did you know there were so many ways that over changes in meaning in English depending upon which word it goes with? So make sure you know all of these different meanings. Watch the video again. Go through it again. Study it carefully, because if you want to be an advanced learner of English, if you want to speak confidently and know how you're using this word, you have to know which words combine with over to create certain meanings. But let's finish with some practice so that we can use some of what we've learned straight away. I've picked 3 different meanings of over for the practice today. So step 1, I'm going to speak this conversation, this dialogue. Then in step 2, I will ask the questions and then I'll leave a gap for you to answer them. So for step 1, listen to me first. What's happened? You look really happy. I've just got my exam results. I got 100%. I am over the moon. Well done. You should come over to my house and celebrate with me. Sorry, I can't. I have another exam tomorrow and I don't want to oversleep. Okay, let's try together. So this time I will say the questions and you reply. So we're having a conversation together, even through our phones and computer screens. Okay, me first. What's happened? You look really happy. Your turn. Well done. You should come over to my house and celebrate with me. I hope you've enjoyed this advanced English lesson, and don't forget I have an advanced grammar course on the Udemy platform which you can buy now. Go to the description below, find the link and go straight there, and this course focuses on advanced grammar, which if you want to be a C2 or C1 level learner, you really need to get right.